Hey y'all, it is another brisk morning out here on the barn porch. November morning, you might be able to see my breath as I speak. It feels good. Just finishing up a little bit of time uh, meeting up with God. Got a couple of friends that are going through some pretty difficult health crisis right now. Talking to the Lord with the Lord about them and a couple of family members also that I'm asking the Lord to intervene in their lives. So, good time. Get up early, get away from everything, turn everything off, including the phone that I'm filming this on now, and just spend some time talking to God. It's a priority I think that we should all make. It reminds me of an old hymn from church years ago called Sweet Hour of Prayer. And it truly is. Now, most of us don't spend an entire hour. It would probably be great if we could, but we don't. But just even a sweet 15 minutes of prayer, it really does. And when you start making that a priority, it does begin to change your life and your relationship with the Lord. What I wanted to talk about this morning is a kind of an offshoot from our men's Bible study Monday morning. Pastor at our church, Randy Wade, was talking, or we've been going through the book of James, and he was in chapter 4. And just as a routine part of the Bible study, he got to chapter 4, verse 7, where James writes, "Submit therefore to God, and resist the devil, and he will flee from you." And Randy asked the question to the men, what do you think of when you read the word or hear the word submit? And there were a lot of different answers, especially when it comes to submitting to God. You know, men really don't like to submit. We're the alpha males, we're the leaders, we're the ones who make decisions, or certainly try to be. And submission a lot of times is not in our vocabulary. It sounds a lot like surrender, and we've been raised to never quit, be relentless. But when it comes to submitting to God, that's a completely different story. There were a lot of answers to that question. The one that I think I liked the best was a relinquishing of control, which is exactly what I think James is talking about here. Now, very quickly, a little bit of setup. In James chapter 4, he is talking to the readers about why they have so many struggles with each other, so many fights, why they can't get along. And a lot of it is because they are selfish and they want things for themselves, and they think they've been cheated out of things by each other, and they argue and fuss and fight. And when in verse 7, when he says submit therefore, you always know when you see the word therefore, you have to go back and see what it's there for. And there's going to be a cue or a clue just before you see the word therefore. So he says, therefore, because you argue and fuss and fight, submit yourselves to God. Relinquish control. That's tough. That's tough for us, guys. And it's something that I think as a disciple, as a follower of Christ, it's something that maybe we don't spend enough time thinking about. Have I submitted control of my life to the Lord? Have I submitted those things that I still hang on to, that I still want to run completely to the Lord? Because James tells us, and it's not a maybe, it's a promise. Submit to the Lord. Resist the devil, he says in the next part of the verse, and the devil will flee. Verse 8, draw near to the Lord, and he will draw near to you. He will. So, something to think about. That's the quick devotion for today. Have I submitted myself? Is there areas in my life where I need to submit? Let's pray about that this week. Let's talk to God about it. Maybe talk to each other next time we get together. Anyway, have a great day. Go out and do something wonderful for the Lord, for His kingdom. And as always, I love you. Nothing you can do about it. Y'all take care.